In 2025, you need a Robo investor. Investing has never been easier. Since I started my account with Betterment in 2018, my account has consistently earned 7% returns with a comprehensive, diversified strategy, low fees, and tax loss harvesting, and I haven't done a thing. In this video, I'm gonna do an in-depth look at Betterment with my account that has earned over $50,000 since I started. So before we dive in, I wanna make it clear that I am not a financial advisor. The content of this video is for information and educational purposes only. It is not intended to provide personalized financial advice or recommendations. Any opinions expressed are my own and should be taken that way. And if you need professional guidance, go find it. Investing involves risk and the potential for loss. So when it comes to investing, there are a few core principles I try to keep in mind. We're gonna go through them before we get into Betterment because it really helps get a grip of why Betterment is so good. The first thing is this: you will not outperform the market. Charlie Munger, and if you don't know his name, do a Google search, but he was the right-hand man for Warren Buffett. He once said this: the top 3 to 4% of the investment management world will do fine. And his point is this, that very few will outperform the market. And so it's really important to know what you should do and not do when it comes to investing. Very few investors, and we're talking about the elite of the elite, will outperform the market by buying individual stocks. So one of the things that I do is I don't buy individual stocks. I'm focused on building my business, and so what I do is buy index funds, which basically that is how you invest with Betterment. You're not going to Betterment to invest in Apple specifically, but you are buying a low-cost index fund. And if you don't know what an index fund is, that's probably the point of this video and why Betterment is such a good tool. Betterment aims to provide market level returns with minimal fees and hassle. You don't have to buy individual stocks, which this is huge because it's a significant advantage for many investors who don't or are not in the top 3 to 4%. Now, a good practice in that is a few key things. One of them is you want to reinvest your dividends. Betterment does that automatically. You want to make sure you keep management fees as low as possible. Basically, the difference between a 1% fee and a 1.5% fee may seem really insignificant, but in reality, the impact is excessive loss in your retirement or in your accounts because of fees. Fees erode returns. And the last one is tax loss harvesting, which is a fancy way of saying if you have lost some money on one of your investments, they will pull that out and put it somewhere else, basic understanding of it, that helps you save on your overall taxes, and it does this all automatically for you. So Betterment doesn't try to outperform the market, and you don't need to do that either. What I go for is an all-weather portfolio. It's something that Ray Dalio coined that's a perfect mix of everything, all according to your risk tolerance. Basically, what I want is a diversified portfolio designed to perform well in various market conditions, reducing risk and providing consistent returns over a long period of time. And that's truly at the heart of what Betterment has built as their model. If 90+% of major funds are not gonna do well, then where I put my money is really, really important, and making sure it has low fees. And that's why Betterment has been a great mathematical equation to make sure everything is dialed and there's no hassle with using it. Because all of this happens automatically via algorithms, there's no human emotion found in this, which for something like this is really important. Buffett and Munger would both say it's really important to have consistent principles, and the cool part is software gives you that, the ability to have consistent investment principles across the board. Now, let's cover some major features that they offer, and I am going to cut a clip from their YouTube channel to show some of the things that they do within their app. Now that we have that in place, let's talk about the 4 key reasons why I love Betterment. Number one, it's intuitive software. I define intuitive software as software that does what you expect and gives you the control you want. Betterment does both. Super easy and powerful. It's intuitive because let's say you want to invest in your Roth IRA. Well, every year you have a certain limit of how much you can invest into that. You could go in, hit deposit, and it'll say you've invested X number of dollars into it, so you have X number of dollars left. It gives you control to easily move money or create goal-based strategies depending on your liquidity needs. The other thing I really love about Betterment is it's an all-around investment tool. It does everything you need, from retirement to saving up for a house to saving up for your kids' education. If you need joint accounts, it's easy to create that as well. Plus, they have a high yield savings account, which is FDIC insured up to $2 million, which is better than any normal bank, with a 4% interest rate at the time of this recording. The next thing that I really love about Betterment is that they've been in business for over a decade. It's not a new company that just came out of nowhere. They've been around for over 15 years, but generally overall, their app is beautiful, their support is great, and their team does a phenomenal job, which leads me to my next one, customer support. I'm a huge fan of any great company that has great support. I've had a few interactions with their team and they've done a wonderful job of taking care of me, whether it was over the phone or via email. Any questions I had, they answered them clearly and they left me feeling confident in their expertise. One thing I wish they did was integrate with Coinbase. So you can integrate any of your personal bank accounts, connect them in, and it'll actually collect the data of where your accounts are at on any given day. But they don't do this with Coinbase, which I'm not sure why. So you manually have to go in and add in a new entry and adjust the number every month, as my Coinbase account does fluctuate. Now, the other thing is this. I don't know how they work fully in terms of this, and maybe it's illegal to do this. Not really sure. But the interest was for a high yield savings account was 5%. Then they moved it down to 4.5% when the Fed changed it. The only concern I have is I just don't know if they're actually making a profit off of that. So for example, I don't know if they only give me 4.5%, but they're actually making 4.75% of it. And they're just taking their part of it that they want off of all the money that I have in the account. Now, that may be totally illegal, but it may be a great way for them to make a lot of money in their company just by managing good software for everyone who does put money into their accounts. The other thing I would say is they don't give you daily interest. Instead, they give you monthly interest. Now, I understand why they do that. Most banks do that, but crypto does it daily. And if they want to be a modern company, I don't think doing things the old way is how they're going to get there. Obviously, it's going to be more money long term. And I know that the banks they work with probably don't offer that, but it is a little weird because even when you get your money at the end of the month, so this year, January 31st fell on a Friday, that money didn't hit my account until Monday, February 3rd, which is about 2 to 3 days where I should have been earning interest. That to me is a little bit of the game that they play, that most banks play to make their money in between it, while you are there stuck in their system or process. Now, one of the biggest red flags I did run into while I was doing research for this video, which I didn't have this experience, but it was worth mentioning, is that their rating for the Better Business Bureau is really low. Not sure why, but they have a lot of bad ratings there. Now, one of the most important things here is that Betterment is just a really good wrapper. If you use a high yield savings account, your money is actually being stored with other banks. And what I mean by wrapper is basically Betterment is just really intuitive software. They have great relationships with actual banks. They're not an actual bank. So they're not holding your money and they're not holding your investments. They're pushing your investments to certain areas with a really low fee in between that. But because it's software doing all of it, it makes it really scalable for them. All the banks they partner with are official institutions and they do provide certain services like the high yield savings account. All of them, though, are being overseen with Betterment's strategy and management system. So they really are not a bank. They are investors and a software company and an investment platform that gives you access to certain products for a really minimal fee. When I first started out with the company, my returns were super low. In 2018, I put a few $1,000s into it, and I really didn't see much of a return. Now, 7 years later, it has earned over $50,000 in returns, and I haven't done a thing. All I did was put money into it. I didn't have to overthink about it. I didn't have to strategize. It did all of that for me. If you want a little boost in your high yield savings account, use the link down below. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.